We hear about data all the time, especially when we're talking about computer networks. You hear about data that's transmitted, data that's entered, data that's stored, and you even hear about big data that exists somewhere out in the cloud. But what exactly is data? Okay, data in its raw form is the information that you input. Every time you hit send or share or upload, you are sending data that you created somewhere out onto the network. Now, there are different types of data. I'm going to talk a little bit first about volunteered data. Volunteer data is data that you offer yourself. You realize the data is being collected about you, and you are agreeing to share it or to store it somewhere on the network. The second type of data that you may not realize is actually being collected about you is something we call inferred data. Inferred data is data that you generate by your activities. For example, your credit card. Every place that you use your credit card keeps a record. And therefore, if you move about and go to different stores, things are being collected about you, like your preferences, the places that you typically eat or shop, and also information that helps pinpoint your location. For example, I'm here in Portland today, and I used my ATM card. Now, I live in Florida. So my bank has now data that indicates that I traveled from Florida to Portland. And that information then becomes part of a larger data bank that is stored at the bank and also at the credit card processing company. So this data exists even though I didn't intentionally volunteer it. Now, another type of data is observed data. For example, your phone probably keeps track of your location. Most people have their location services on. That information is also being stored and is being transmitted to your carrier. So you have a lot of information out there that is being collected and stored, hence the term big data, out in the cloud. So we have to be careful sometimes when we click on the share or store buttons on our devices so that we know where things are going.